description box. Come chill with me while I finish this chapter. No, I think it was either chapter 10 or 11. I think it was chapter 11, y'all. I gotta edit the description because I think I put 10. I meant to put 11, but alright, let's get right into it. Okay. Where I left off to be continued. I am. Anyway, now said that we now said that he had to get going. He has a business trip he has for the next 2 weeks. Shannon, I had a crazy thought. All these Negroes are gone at the same time. You think they you think maybe they're planning they're sorry, y'all. You think maybe they're somewhere plotting and planning to leave our ass? Be quiet, girl, Shannon said, taking a deep breath. Just get here within the hour. By the way, don't be slick and call yourself driving. Take a cab, please. You and Taj are getting on my nerves, I complained. Babu, after I hung up, I called the cab. Walking out the door, my back started hurting a little, but I dismissed it. I can, shit, well, I was careful about my time because I wanted to leave before Rwanda got, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my energy up because I started this shit like, though this book gonna have me laughing and shit because, all right, anyway. All right. I was careful about my time because I wanted to leave before Rwanda got here and started running shit for me. It's been it's been at least a month since I've seen her, and I prefer it that way. That bitch. She decides she want to go get clean and then try to be your mother. Babu. It's Alright, y'all. Cause I don't look how much I got into this book. Some shit has been happening here. Anyway, all right. When the cab pulled in front of Shannon's, now had just taken off like a bat out of hell. Oh my god. Shannon looked sharp in her Chanel lavender silk and fitted dress with a diamond shaped cut in the middle of it, showing off her smooth, what is this, mahogany skin. Okay. Shannon's Shannon's low curly hair cut that had dyed light auburn at the tips was banging. On her feet, she had on lavender Chanel stilettos. Okay, girl. Period. Oh. that tied that tied around her ankle with a chevron. I keep saying chevron. It's not even. Oh my god. Fucking up, y'all. What is chiffon? How you say that was Chiffon? Chiffon. Look, I don't know what that is. Okay. let's move on. All right. All right. Under her arm, she hold up. She carried a damn. I'm about to say leather shit. All right. She carried a lavender Chanel bag with the two embossed C's in the center. This bitch knew she had. This bitch knew she was the shit. Damn, girl, I said, getting out of the cab. I'm scared of you. You're not the one that needs to worry, she said, as we got into her what 7451 and clicked and clicked our seatbelts. It's the bride that better be on her game, she teased. All right, Angie, I said sarcastically. Angie? I ain't Angie. Shannon laughed. I'm working. I'm working my way to becoming Aunt Cookie. Better cool it, Miss OPP. You know that other people's property is eventually returned back to them. When when we arrived at the at the hall where the wedding was being held, it was decorated black and white, and ushers. Hmm, what? Okay, what you need all that for? All right, all right. I know, nah, cause yeah. Have you ever really been to a wedding that had they pretty much done been married? They done got married in the church, but that's what it seemed like. But oh my goodness, like okay, you got the bridesmaids and groomsmaids and all that shit. Like you got the flower people, the ring people, but there ain't no ushers in there. You got family members for him and her. There ain't no ushers. I never. Okay. All right. Y'all can. I guess you can leave. But thanks for leaving the light though. All right. Anyway, who were dressed in black tuxedos with black vests and old English ties escorted us to our seats. Our table was located in the middle of the floor, and from where we were sitting, we were able to get a good view of the wedding ceremony. I could only imagine that Monica must be extremely nervous. Then I started thinking about my own wedding and imagining how nervous I would be. Angie and Lee were already at the table. Lee had Lee had worked my nerves so bad the other day that I really didn't want to speak to her, but Shannon kept nudging my elbow. So finally, I mumbled, "Hi, Lee. How are you?" Lee rolled her eyes. I'm gonna pretend that I didn't even hear that. Good, I snapped. Then I don't then I don't have to speak no more. Stank ass bitch. Biatch. Enough. Angie snapped, please. I waved my hand, reached in my purse, and pulled out my checkbook. I made out the yeah. I made out the check for Monica's wedding gift and placed it in an envelope. Then I thought, and I hate to break, yeah, and I hate to break ghetto, but I'm gonna have to call homegirl on the carpet. If she walks down the aisle 2 hours later, then what is on this invitation? Hell, I'm gonna have a problem with 45 minutes, let alone a couple of hours. All I can say is she can try it if she wants to, but every damn minute she's late. $20 gets deducted from this check. Oh, she wild. She real wild. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Okay, a few minutes later, the lights dimmed and the music went from Beyonce's Dangerously in Love to Jared to, yeah, to Gerald Albright. I don't know. I don't know who it is. Um, instrumental. Okay. Uh, what is this word? Ren, what rendition? I don't know, of so amazing. The music was absolutely beautiful. I was so caught up in the moment that I hadn't even noticed Shannon tapping me on the arm. What? I said, aggravated. Don't snap at me, she said seriously. What's wrong, Shannon? I said, taking my tone down, and then glancing at Lee and Angie, who had their mouths hung open. The groom, she said. I could tell she was holding back tears. Immediately, I started to look toward the front of the hall and peep out the groom. Oh, hell no. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. Y'all, is that who I think it is? Yes. Shannon said, falling back in her seat. It's now. Wow. For a moment, I'd never felt worse for a person. How could this be? I read Monica's invitation, and the guy's name wasn't Now. It was Anthony McNeilin. Yeah, it was Anthony McNeilin James. Oh shit! I said to myself, McNeilin. That's when my heart sank for Shannon. Shannon, I'm sorry. She seemed to want to break down and cry. That pissed me off. Don't right, connection trying to do connection trying to do too much. All right, where was I? C. Lee interjected. This is the shit that happens when karma gets involved. Y'all really need to learn the art of being faithful. I'ma stab you. I grunted at Lee. Lee patted Shannon on the hand. Don't cry. I'm not. I got this, Shannon said, clearing her throat. I'm just trying to get my shit together. Yeah, you do that. Because revenge is sweet. I snapped. And divified scorn scorn is a bitch. All right. Angie countered. What? Okay. Okay, yeah, Angie counted. This they words, no man. Okay. All during ceremony, Shannon collected herself. By the time the pastor got to the part, does anyone see fit as to why this couple shouldn't be married? I had already downloaded my cell phone to sing Congratulations by Vesta Williams, whoever that is. Oh, y'all, keep in mind the Neil guy that Monica is getting married to, supposed to be messing around with Shannon. This book is crazy. That guy talking about something he had to get going for a business trip, and he up there going to get married to the friend Monica. What? You trifling dirty? Yeah. All right. Anyway, this is so messy. Shannon better beat somebody's ass. This book is so messy, y'all. All right. The divas and I, including Lee, who eventually started to get pissed off at the fact that now had straight played our girl, had already practiced the Miss America smiles and waves that we were going to lay on his ass. When the phone rang and suddenly like a thief in the night, boom, wouldn't wouldn't you know, as soon as the preacher said, "Speak now or forever hold your peace," the cell phone alarm went off. Hot damn. And who turned around, started, and hot damn. And who turned around, staring dead in our face? You got it. Oh boy. Oh, hell yeah. It was on. Now looked as if he wanted to pass the fuck out during during the rest of the ceremony. He kept looking at Shannon, and every time he would look, she would shoot him a Miss America smile and wave. Monica was so stupid that she didn't know any better. I was pissed that I had DeAndre hooked this bitch hair up, but then I started to feel sorry for her dumbass. Oh my god. Shannon wiped her eyes a couple of times as now said his vows and then kissed his bride. Quincy looked Quincy looking better and better, ain't he? I whispered to Shannon. When you get now alone, Lee mumbled. Tell that nigga off, that sick bitch. After the after the ceremony was over and the bridal party had taken their pictures, the the reception began. I keep putting S's on shit. No, like my eyes, it's crazy. Anyway, all right. The reception began. The coordinator introduced the wedding party, and then came the part where people could make a toast. This is the part that I've been waiting on. Clink, clink, clink went the glass that I was tapping on. We have something to say, I announced, now just about lost control. I looked at Shannon and said, You want me to set the cell phone for background music. Don't worry, Shannon said, winking at now. I got this. You better work that shit too, girl, Angie said. After all, Shannon said, standing up, looking the bride up and down, and then the groom. All will. Oh shit! I'm missing a word. I'm missing words and shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Now you start that water. Okay. After all, Shannon said, standing up, looking the bride up and down, and the groom. Mm. You all will never know what it means to be here today. God works in mysterious ways. Don't ask me how, but some kind of way the cell phone started singing congratulations by Vesta. As Shannon started talking, I grabbed the phone off the table, but it just so happened that the phone was stuck on repeated on repeating the tone. I looked at one of the guests sitting at the table with us and said, some phones just have a mind of their own. I have known now, Shannon continued, for some years now, and he has been everything to me, she said, sounding what ebonically correct. To the bride, I wish you the best of luck. May your husband never cheat and always be there when you call him. I'll try and be sure to keep to I'll try and be sure to keep my phone on the book. On the hook. Shit. To be sure, to be sure that you get through. Be blessed. As Shannon sat down, as Shannon sat down, she slammed me a high five. Others made toast, but who knows what they were saying. I was too busy taking my damn check out of the envelope. As we went to leave, the bride and groom were coming around to greet their guests. When they got to our table, now was looking directly at us. Oh dear, Shannon said to Monica, you are so beautiful. Mm. Then she said to Now as she grabbed his hand, boy, you know you look good, but this isn't what you had on this morning, or was it? By the way, what's that red spot on your neck? Monica looked around on Now's neck. Damn. They be over exaggerating. Stevie wondered would have been able to see that pink as passion mark on his neck, just slightly covered by the collar. By the time Shannon moved the collar back, the passion mark was fully exposed. Oh man, goddamn. It's getting good. Y'all, this book is crazy. Alright. Now played it cool, though, because he didn't even flinch as Monica straightened up his collar. Then he seemed to get agitated and pushed Monica's hand down. Stop it, he said. Trouble in paradise, I said, as we rose to as we rose to leave. Listen, Shannon said, as we stood up, Monica, I'm going to give you some advice. Shannon bent over and whispered in Monica's ear, laughing loud enough so that we could hear it. Be sure to have now go to the doctor and get that mole in the middle of his left ass cheek looked at. It's changing shapes. And his skin cancer is on the rise. Shannon took a step back, smiled, smooches. Oh man, it's getting good. What y'all? Now you probably ain't hear this before, but now it's supposed to be with Shannon. This nigga told her he was with her earlier, right? He told her he had to go. He had to bounce, go to a business trip. And this motherfucker is getting married to a friend of the group, Monica. Baby, Shannon showed up at that wedding, didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, until she seen the groom. Now she was trying to get rid of her old dude to get that dude, and that dude ended up doing her dirty. It's a lot. Mm. She had to play it cool though. She had to play it cool though, cause all the wedding stuff they go on. They got to greet all their guests, and you making the toasts. She had to play it cool. She's strong with that. She's strong with that, cause Lord knows, Lord knows. Who you think you playing with? All right, y'all. Let me continue. I need to be a comedian. Uh, I'm not even high, y'all. This is natural high right now. Talking about some Chill Wit. What are you, what are you talking about? All right. Anyway, I ain't got no weed, so I don't know what we're getting about. But anyway, as we turned to leave, I started thinking that I need to have a talk with this crazy broad. Saying that shit to Bride. Doesn't she see all these big ass bridesmaids? As soon as I thought that, I felt a swift wind. Okay, when I turned, it seemed as if four fists started flying out of nowhere. Yo, what? Oh man, holy shit. All I could see was Monica's head bobbing and Shannon knocked the shit out of her. Damn. She ain't know nothing. It's him, the dirty one. The friend ain't know. I don't know if she knew, but I felt like the friend didn't know. The friend didn't know about the guy. So that's what female's problem is. You always trying to come at the female, but you need to go at that nigga that's in the middle. Like, that's your problem. But anyway, that's why you always gonna be messy, cause that's your damn problem. But anyway, I will wipe your I will wipe your ass. Shannon yelled, "You gonna try and sneak on sneak on me the way out the door?" I mean, oh shit, I'm reading shit wrong. I can't believe they done did this to this girl. You gonna beat up the bride because she didn't even know? Oh my god. Jesus. Oh, goodness, man. Oh, you gonna try and sneak me on the way out the door? I ain't the one you need to be fighting. You need to kick his ass. Ain't that just like a stupid ass? Oh, really? Oh my god. Almost immediately, Monica's family rushed towards the fight. Angie started Angie started jumping up and down, pushing the bill sleeves of her dress back and screaming, "Oh hell no. Let's be about it." That what? She said it twice. Okay, hold on. She said, "Let's be about it." What? Yep. Okay. Their language, I don't know when this book was written, but their language is making me sound retarded. Like they sound dumb. Like I don't know where they from or what the case is, but they wording is crazy. Alright. Now jumped in the middle of Shannon and Monica, breaking them apart, but not even his 6'3", 240-pound frame could contain them. Before he could get a good hold of Monica, Shannon had snatched her ass and placed her in a headlock. Then it seemed then it seemed that about what and then it seemed that about 50 people rushed what toward us. Lee was standing there saying, "I can't believe they're fighting. I can't get in that. My face gonna be all messed up. Punch it. But I can't get in. My face gonna be all messed up. Punk ass bitch. I mushed Lee in the head. Angie jumped dead on whoever called themselves jumping in from the back. Surprisingly, Lee ran over toward the fight, got a good look at his face, punched the shit out of her, and said, "Oh God, who did that?" Oh God, that little girl, legs retarded. Now jump back in the middle of Monica and Shannon. "You were fucking that bitch," Monica yelled. "I can't believe this," Shannon said. He was and asked him how the crack of my ass tastes. Oh my god. You might have thought he had a milk mustache, but think again, cause that's me all over his lips, bitch. Oh my god. Just know my asshole is sweet, and every day he's not with you, just know whose ass he's licking. Oh my god. Monica reached for Shannon again. The entire hall was in an uproar. The next thing I know, Angie was fucking up Monica, and Shannon was slapping now and the good look. What? Oh shit! I'm skipping lines and shit. Shannon was hold up. Okay, the next thing I know, Angie was fucking up Monica and Shannon was slapping now in the face. That's when Lee ran back toward the fight. got another good look and snuck Monica's ass again, and now looked as if he wanted to hit Shannon back. And I know I was wrong, but I had to get a little something in there. Ain't nobody gonna hit a pregnant woman, so I took my fist and pound this nigga in the head. Teach him to fuck with my girl. Everybody put their hands up, yelled the police, and the reception hall security. What the hell is going on here? The police yelled. This is supposed to be a wedding, not Summer Slam. That's when Monica reached for Shannon again and ended up punching the officer in the face. Oh my god, she's so dumb. She punched him so hard that he started stuttering. But what he did manage to say was, everybody's under arrest. Damn. The next thing I know, me, Lee, Angie, Shannon, now Monica, the bridesmaids, and two of the groomsmen that were trying to break it up were all handcuffed and shackled together like common criminals. I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. Here I was, overdue and on my way to jail. I looked at Shannon. You didn't see all those bridesmaids, bitch. You couldn't just make the toast and be out. No, you had to break bad and show your ass. Shut up, Vera, she said. Just be quiet. It looked, look, it took two officers to help me into the paddy wagon. All I could think about was how Taj is going to kick my ass when he finds out. When I got to the station, I wanted to bang my head against the wall. It was the same precinct that Roger worked in before me. Oh no, that Roger worked in. Before I could even complete my thought, there was Roger staring at me. My my heart jumped in my throat as I thought about how he placed a gun to my head. To what do I owe this special to what do I owe this special occasion? Roger asked, running his hands across my cheeks. Get off of me. I jerked my head away from his sweaty hand. Get off of you. You weren't signing that tone. What? You weren't signing that tune when you were playing me. Roger, do I look like I want to argue with you? No, he said, looking me up and down. You look like you want to go into labor any moment. How about I push you to the point where you go into labor then, and then I have Social Security's take your baby and place it in the garbage. At that moment, I felt like I could spit on him. I felt myself losing control as I started cursing Roger out. That's when Shannon stepped to Roger, now talking us to the whole. I mean, who was now who was now walking us. I'm reading fast. I'm trying to read fast. I'm trying to get through this book. That's where I really keep fucking up. Who was now walking us to the holding cell. You stank ass motherfucker. I can't wait to report your ass. Lee was already sitting next to Angie and crying so bad that her nose started bleeding. Meanwhile, Angie kept saying to us, Did y'all see how I cold chop? I mean, Angie kept saying to us, did y'all see how I cold clock that bitch? Captain, one of the officers yelled at Roger, you want to release them on their own recognition? I mean, what, rec, recognize, oh no. He said, pointing to us, let me see, Roger said, slamming the seal shut. You ain't got to see shit for me, I said to Roger. You think you got away with putting a gun to my head, but I'ma fix your ass. Damn, that's crazy. The other officer looked at me like I was crazy. Vera, do you think you're in the position of threatening me? Roger said, tight lipped. Fuck you, I said. I gave you that option, but you didn't rise to the occasion. That's because you just didn't rise to the occasion. Lee looked at me and mouthed, shut the fuck up. Vera, you still talk a lot of shit, Roger asks. I got a good mind to send you off so you can see what you think of a pregnant woman on Rikers Island. Oh, what the? I'm not playing with him. He need to be reported. Why are you trying to send somebody to Rikers Island? That's the worst prison. I'm not playing. Roger turned to the officer. Get their paperwork together for their release, but only on one condition. They have to be released into someone's custody. Roger cut his eyes at me. Let's go call your man. This Negro was crazy as hell. When he walked me to the phone, I dialed Aunt Cookie's number. Damn, she would have a block on the phone. Oh yeah, Rwanda. But shit, she doesn't have any keys to my house. So how will I call her? Damn it. I started rubbing my forehead. My my back was starting to ache. I broke down and called Taj's cell phone. Vera. Taj said, why am I pressing two and accepting the collect call from you? Cause what had happened was Vera, Taj said, nice and slow, baby. Don't tell me you're in jail. When I left you earlier, you were so cute, all pregnant, feet all big, nose all wide, providing me with everything that I needed to keep me sane. So please, I'm begging you, Vera, right turn. Don't make me black out. Well, I won't tell you I'm in jail. I'll just say that by the time you get down here, we may have a bail. What the fuck did you say? Charge screamed in my ear. I was arrested. I mumbled. Oh hell no. What? Where are you? In the precinct downtown. I swear to God, Vera, if this is behind some stupid shit, I'm gonna mush your ass in the head. I'll get the hospitals. I'll get the hospital's helicopter to come and get you. How long is that supposed to take? A snap. What you think we should sit here for fucking ever? We, I should have known. Yeah, I said quietly. Don't get quiet now. Todd snapped. You so fucking bad. Getting arrested and shit. And then we. Tell me, Vera, who's we? Me, Shannon. I'm on board. Speak up, Vera. Lee and Angie. I'll be damned, Vera. The the game y'all playing needs to be over. What is that supposed to mean? All of y'all get arrested and at the same time, then who's going to get who out of jail? Somebody gotta always walk with the bail money. Whatever, Taj. How long before you get here? I'll get there when I get there. You should have thought about that before you and your friends got arrested. Sit in the goddamn bullpen and think about this shit. Vera, I'm telling you now, if you fuck around and have my baby in jail, you and I are finished. He hung up. Oh, damn. Oh man, y'all, I'm feeling bad for Vera. She done got in the middle of some bullshit at this motherfucking bitch wedding. Oh my god, cause of Shannon wanna fucking be a dumbass. When when Roger brought me back to the bullpen, I looked at Shannon and said, "Don't even speak to me." Within the hour, Roger got up from behind his desk, watching me, and said, "I just got a call from the front desk. Old boy is here." Roger brought Taj to the back. The back of the precinct was an open space where the bullpen was surrounded by various hard wooden desks and a mini counter with a computer. I just took my head. I just shook my head. Fucking jail. I really couldn't believe this. I was so embarrassed that I didn't know what to even think, let alone do. I was just praying that Roger released us and them let me, uh, and, and then, shit, there was, released us and then left me the fuck alone. I was too afraid to say anything, especially knowing what he was capable of. I could see the hurt on his face when he looked at me and saw that I was pregnant. Please, God, just let me get out of here. Get out of this. Taj came rushing toward the cell. Once he spotted me, I turned my head. I had to bring myself to look at him. As Taj went to say something, Roger pulled him by the arm and escorted him further into the back. Uh, a nearby officer gave Roger a strange look. "He's on that shit again." The officer looked at his partner who walked up. "That's one crazy motherfucker," the second officer said. "For real though, why you got me back here, man?" Taj asked Roger, "Let me just pay the bail and release them. What's the point of having them in the cell like that and shit? They're harmless." The way Taj was talking to Roger, I knew he had no idea who Roger was. A part of me was relieved. Harmless? Yeah. Well, tell that to the bride, that bridal party, and the groom that they fucked up. Bride, groom, Toss shot my ass such a look that I knew Instantly, that our conversation from earlier was playing in his head. Taj let out a deep breath and took out a wad of cash from his pocket. You got that, man. What's the bill? I'm releasing them, Roger smirked, but I'm telling you, if you keep trying to front on me, this shit is over. Taj looked at Roger like he was crazy. Excuse me? Front you? On what? You got something for me to front you on? I just said I'm bailing all of them out. Problem with that? I got I don't give a damn who you bail out, but you need to be worried about me. All right, man. What about you? I'm Captain Roger Sims. I'm Captain Roger Sims. I know you know my name, bro. Taj Taj's left jaw started thumping. I I could tell that he had to swallow some of what he wanted to say and how he really felt. Not not one to cause a scene. Taj looked at Roger and nonchalantly said, "Your point." You could you could tell in Roger's face that Taj's response took him for a loop. What you say? Listen, man, what's up? Taj said, pointing and elevating his voice, getting some of the other officers' attention. This is so retarded. This is some retarded shit. For real. I'm tired. I'm aggravated. And now I gotta get four grown ass women out of jail for some shit that should have never happened in the first place. So please, I'm gonna say this as nice as I can. Stop fucking with me. Oh, I ain't started yet. Roger got a solemn look on his face. I'm Roger Sims. I took that bitch in and loved her, and she left me for you. I don't know any bitch, so fall back. Now, what's the bill? Two police officers stepped over to the escalating argument problem. One of them asked, "I'm straight, officer." Todd's turned to Roger. "You good, bruh?" "I'm not your motherfucking bruh, so shut the fuck up unless you want your ass beat. The ass beating you plan for me. Make sure it doesn't turn out to be the one planned for you," Todd said. "Hold the fuck up." "No, you hold the fuck up, cause right about now you taking it there. Now look, if you're releasing them on their own reckonings, then do it. Otherwise, call the judge. You threatening me? This nigga is crazy. When did I threaten you?" Taj said, looking at the other officers. "Oh, you threatening me?" Roger walked over to the counter to where the computer was. "This punk ass is testing me." Roger took out his gun, laid it on the counter, and pointed it toward Taj. My heart was jumping in my chest. The other officers were looking at Roger like he was crazy. Captain Sams, one of the officers, said, with his hand on his own gun as if he felt unsafe himself. "What are you doing?" "This nigga testing me," Roger said. "Don't be mad, Taj, because I had a taste of that fat pussy long before you." Taj chuckled in disbelief. "You just an old and disrespectful motherfucker. But I tell you what, the way I see it, you couldn't taste no pussy gave if it came in a jar." Oh my god. Roger picked up his gun and pointed pointed it toward Taj. What the fuck are you doing? One of the officers yelled at him. Yelled at Todd. Yelled at Roger. Sorry. For a moment, that station seemed paralyzed. I started screaming, Taj, Taj. Lee was bent over holding her stomach in pain. Angie, who was sitting next to her, was in shock. This was not, oh, this cannot be happening, she mumbled. Shannon couldn't believe it either. Vera, she said, just calm down, please. Fuck, calm down, I yelled. I was holding onto the bars of the cell, this, but desperate for Raj to stop. While Raj was pointing the gun and telling Taj how much he hated me for ruining his life, another officer was sneaking up behind behind Roger with his own gun pointed. Then there was another officer stooping down on the floor with his gun drawn as Roger went to get a grip on his aim. The officer behind him put the gun to the side of his thigh so that Roger couldn't see it. He placed his hand on Roger's shoulder and quietly said, Captain Simmons, don't do it. Please, don't ruin your life. Come on, man. We can get we can get you some help. Tears started to stream down Roger's face as he looked at Todd. He broke down. You don't understand. I love that girl. I sit outside her house late at night. I sleep in my car across the street from her shop, and still she doesn't notice me. Do you know how many nights I prayed that she would have a baby by me and nothing? Roger started to cry and looked down. That's when the officer tried to reach his hand over Taj's shoulder. What are you doing? Roger asked. Please give me the gun, Captain. Roger kept blinking his eyes, looking at me and then at Taj. The officer that was ducking down on the ground with his gun pointed up jumped with his gun pointed tried to grab Roger's gun. As he did that, Roger's gun went off. Taj, I screamed, oh my God. Roger started shaking, threw, threw his gun down and screamed, what did I do? Oh. Suddenly, Taj and the officer standing next to him both fell to the ground. My heart dropped. Damn, this shit stings. The officer laying on top of Taj yelled. He stood up as best he could and revealed a bulletproof vest. At the same time, an army of officers swarmed down on Roger. Taj was pushed to the ground by the officer who was shot, and from what I could see, Taj wasn't hurt. Roger started kicking and screaming. Three officers and and it took three officers in riot gear to take him down. An hour later, the girls and I were released. The officer that let us pulled help. The officer that let us pulled me aside. You're not the first woman he's done this to, but I'll see I'll see to it that you're the last. before we left precinct, Taj and I got a restraining order against Roger in the hopes that we would never see, we in hopes that we would never have to see him again. Oh my God, y'all. All right. So I think that was chapter 11. We on chapter 12. Time out. I kept trying to tell Taj how much pain I was in, but he wouldn't hear anything I had to say. He was still upset by all that all that had just happened with Roger. He had, we had already dropped Angie and Lee off at home. Shannon, who was sitting in the back seat, was catching an attitude with Taj because she could see the pain on my face. Taj, I said, be quiet, Vera. Taj said, I don't want to hear it. Taj, Shannon yelled, would you listen? Damn, she's having your fucking baby. I started crying and screaming. My baby is killing me. My, ooh, I said not baby. Oh, I'm sorry. My back is killing me and my water just sitting here telling me to shut up. With an apologetic on his face, he looked at me and he looked down at the floor of his truck where my water had just broken. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, baby. It's time. First, Taj called my doctor and then Aunt Cookie and Uncle Boy so that they could meet us at the hospital. When we arrived, I was taken straight to the delivery room. My OBGYN came in, checked me and saw that I was already fully dilated. The doctor couldn't believe that I had labored for so long without without being in the hospital. I was too far gone for any medication. Once the doctor told me that, I felt like the pain became more intense. The baby seems a little stressed. The doctor said, I want to prepare you for delivery, but I have to be honest with you. If at any time I feel that the delivery is too stressful for the baby, then I'm going to have to do an emergency C-section. I started to cry. I felt like the baby was literally falling out. I wanted to push so badly, but couldn't. Don't push, the doctor said. When you feel a contraction, I want you to hold your head to your chest, push while counting to 10, and then stop. Taj held my hand and coached me the whole time. On on the fifth push, I heard it cry. Taj gave me a huge smile. It's a girl, Vera. Would you like to cut the cord, Doc? Excuse me, Daddy. The doctor asked, handing Taj the scissors. I would love to. Taj cut the cord I could see, so I can see her, so I can see the her. What the heck? All right. She was covered in a little blood, but she was still beautiful. The nurse weighed her, cleaned her, wrapped her in a blanket, and handed her to me. Instantly, all of this started to feel surreal. It was a feeling that I've never felt before. It was as if all of all the it was as if all the anxiety that I had inside of me was now gone. Now I'm overwhelmed with love. A love that I have never felt before. Now at 2:11 a.m. I was now someone's mother. I felt like I had finally been given the chance to exhale and go and let go of the aggression that was living in me for 32 years. I looked at my baby face of Rwanda. I couldn't believe that she looked so much like my mother. Coal black hair, melted caramel skin with a darker shade of chocolate around the edge of her ears. I think she's going to be the same color as her daddy. She had Rwanda's eyes, nose, and tooted up lips. Todd stroked her head. Look at my baby. The doctor and the nurse that were in the room told us that they would be back in an hour to take the baby to the nurseries some newborn testing, for some newborn tests. I panicked. Is there something wrong? No, baby, Todd said. Newborn tests are standard procedure. When they left, Todd was still amazed by his daughter. I can't believe I'm a daddy, Vera. Look at my baby. Yes, you're a daddy. You know, we never settled on the name, I said to him while looking at the baby for a moment. Everything that we had been through was everything that was gone. How about Sky Amani? Todd suggested. Let me see, I said, holding her 7-ounce body. Who you look? I mean, do you look like a Sky? The baby's eyes were wide open, and she was looking at me. She was wondering who I was. I'm your mommy, I said to the baby. Then I started to smile. Hi, Monty Bennett. I love you so much. I could tell that Taj wanted to hold her, so I said, little Miss Bennett, go to your daddy. Todd started laughing. Vera, he said, taking Sky into his arms. I think I must be the happiest man in the world right now, and I would do it all over again if I knew that this very moment is where I would end up. Todd sat on the edge of the hospital bed. She's beautiful, Vera. Thank you. I laid my head against the side of his arm and looked at our daughter. Yes, Todd, she is beautiful. All right, y'all, that was a short 12 chapter, but all right, give me a second. I'm going to go get my soda. It might be, it's in the freezer, y'all. I'm coming back. Excuse me, y'all. That was a disaster. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta blow dry some shit. And blow dry the floor. Fucking Pepsi got everywhere. Hold on, y'all. This fucking floor is going to be. Fucking floor is going to be sticky. Sorry for the hold up, y'all. Alright, y'all. Put this back. Alright. We almost through, y'all. We almost through. That's how much we gotta finish. That's how much we got through. That's how we're supposed to finish. So yeah, we almost through, y'all. We got hiccups and shit now. But alright, let's finish. Alright. Chapter 13. 4. 4 point play. Sky and I stayed in the hospital for 3 days before we were discharged. Todd picked us up and when we got home there was a banner hanging over the front door that read "Welcome home, Sky." When Todd opened the door, everybody jumped out and yelled, "Surprise!" In the background, McFadden and Whitehead's Ain't No Stopping Us Now was playing. Miss Betty walked over to me first. "Let me see what we have here." She took the baby out of my arms while kissing me on the cheek. I still could barely stand her ass, but for the baby's sake, I would tolerate her. There were pink balloons and streamers floating throughout the room. Aunt Cookie, Uncle Boy, Rwanda, Dirty Son, Jamal, Lee, Angie, Shannon, DeAndre, Rosa, Mr. Bennett, Taj's brother, Shafri, Chef Hookman, Sharif, that's in it. Sharif, see, Sister Samira, and his niece Tay Tay were all laughing and having a good time as I walked in slowly, still sore from labor. Show me what you're working with, baby girl, Aunt Cookie said, walking over and squeezing me up on my shoulders. And squeezing me on my shoulders. She mumbled, "Don't forget, we need to talk. I want to know when you getting married." Damn, I'm just getting home from the hospital and she's starting already. Cookie, Uncle Boy said, "Leave the girl alone. She just had a baby." Damn. "Oh, hold it," she said to Uncle boy holding her index finger up. This is A and B conversation, and you need to see your way out of whatever he said, nixing her off. I got food on the stove, and anyhow, Uncle Boy started walking away. Taj, my man, what you call yourself doing? He yelled. Taj was standing and looking at the stereo. Uncle Boy, he said, how is the music coming from the speakers, but the CD player isn't hooked up? CD player. Uncle Boy smirked. Taj, that ain't no CD player. That's an eight. That's an 8 track. I was so embarrassed, but of course, Uncle Boy was proud. He walked toward the kitchen with his long bell bottom jeans on and his black polyester shirt halfway open. The hairs on his chest were sticking out just a little, and hanging from his neck was a sterling with a cross on it. He was snapping his fingers and humming a tune. Uncle Boy led Uncle Boy slid toward the kitchen with a 1977 Pimp Daddy strut. The strut where one leg is dipped and one arm is thrown back as if he's fighting off a cool breeze. Just as he got to the kitchen door, the hook of the song started to play. Uncle Boy threw his arms in the air and sang, "No stopping, no stopping. There, there'll be no stopping." Hey, all I could do was shake my head, walk away, and sit down, placing my feet on the couch. Shannon was now holding Sky and walking toward me. She bent down and kissed me on the cheek. Girl, she said, this baby looking very humming. This this baby looking every bit like Rwanda. Angie said, walking over. Girlfriend, we might need to give Rwanda blood blood test and make sure that she didn't have this baby. I know, I said to them. That's all everyone's been saying for the past 3 days. Don't worry, Lee said, flopping down on the couch next to me and knocking my feet to the floor. Rwanda is beautiful. Yeah, she is, I said, looking at the side of Lee's face. She had a bruise on her left cheek. Lee, what the hell happened to your face? Nothing, she said, walking away, looking away. What do you mean, nothing? Shannon and Angie were standing there with a dumb look on their face. Oh, yeah. Oh, y'all niggas can't talk now? For some old bullshit, y'all mouths are flapping, but now I don't hear a word. Alright, Lee. Alright, Lee said, taking a deep breath. Jarrell and I got into a fight. A fight, I frowned. Actually, I started it. Now I know you're lying because you're a punk. You won't even fight a female, let alone box a man. I'ma tell you what, although I just had my daughter, and if I have to get on my grind and do some time for fucking up your boyfriend, you better be prepared for that nigga to die. Vera, please, you and Sky just got home from the hospital. Don't start. Shannon, who obviously didn't want to talk about Lee, sat on the arm of the couch. So, divas, does this mean that we're grown since we're having babies and shit? Well, Lee said, looking at us with her face twisted up. Technically, You three could have been grown a couple of times, but we won't talk about that. I just looked at Lee and shook my head. Some things never change. Whatever, Lee. Shannon snapped. Vera, DeAndre, and Rosa are dying for you to open their gifts, you may you may as well. I started with an envelope that contained a note. The note read, "Thank you for allowing me to be a part of Sky's life. Please let her wear this with pride." When I looked up, Rwanda was standing there with a light spring jacket on. She must have just come in because Uncle Roy was shutting the front door. It was her. It was your dress when you were a baby. I hope you don't mind, Rwanda said. I leaned over and hugged me tight, squeezing me between us. "Don't cry, baby, don't cry," she said. I wiped my eyes and squeezed her hand. Cookie was so busy being slick and smiling in Mr. Bennet's face that she didn't hear me announce to everyone that she and Uncle Boy had bought all the furniture in the baby's nursery. The girls gave me saving The girls gave me saving bonds, money, and three tall, bloomy baby boxes filled with clothes. Sky seemed to have enough clothes to last her for years. Taj Taj's family gave Sky a stroller, walker, high chair, rocking chair, clothes, and crib bedding. Miss Betty was so busy bragging about the gifts they had given, she didn't even notice how she was being swindled out of her man. After we were done with the gifts, had the girls made me wear that the girls made me wear that silly baby shower hat as they took pictures. Finally, it was time to eat. Taj told me that Uncle Boy and Rwanda had been here earlier and cooked the food. They both set the table and fixed everyone a plate and fried fish, baked chicken, potato salad, crab salad, collard greens, candy yams, cornbread, and red velvet cake for dessert. Once they were through fixing the plates of food and everyone was getting their eat on and laughing, Rwanda came to me and asked if she could hold Sky. "Of course," I said. She walked over to Taj, who was holding the baby. Taj placed a bottle of breast milk that I pumped at the hospital in Sky's mouth and then took it out, causing her to cry. He handed her to Rwanda. Rwanda placed Sky on her shoulder and patted her back. She took the bottle from Taj's hand and went to sit in a remote corner of the living room Sky and, and placed Sky in the crook of her arms and started feeding her. Uncle Boy grabbed his plate and eased over to where Aunt Cookie and I were sitting on the couch eating. I was listening to Uncle I was listening to Aunt Cookie don't have more than one baby and ain't married speech. Uncle Boy had a serious look on his face. He tried to nudge Aunt Cookie on the arm without me seeing him. Every time I peeked up at him, he just smiled and nudged Aunt Cookie again. "What do you want?" she asked me. She asked him. obviously annoyed. Cookie, he tried to whisper, "You see Rwanda holding the baby." "Yeah, boy," Aunt Cookie said, agitated. "You see her, right?" he said again while looking around. "Yeah, goddammit, I see her. Why?" "Good," he said, looking over his shoulder. "You keep an eye on her while I go hide the hefty, what the heck? The hefty scent sacks and the garbage cans." "Boy done brown," Aunt Cookie said. "Get the fuck away from me." For the entire time that Rwanda held Sky, Uncle Boy wouldn't take his eyes off of her. He managed to step away for a minute and go into the kitchen. Then he came and seemed to be enjoying himself. A few hours after everyone had been at the house and the baby shower started to wind down, Taj started cleaning up in the kitchen. "Anybody seen the garbage can?" he yelled. On Cookie shot Uncle Boy a look. "No, you didn't, nigga." "Taj, my man," Uncle Boy said, let Uncle Boy holler at you for a minute." As everyone started to leave and kiss us goodbye, Rwanda continues to sit in the corner holding Sky. She had changed her pamper, burped her, brushed her hair, and played with her hands and feet. This was the first time since came out of her inpatient rehab program that she seemed to be in so much peace. Dirty and his son, who had given me $200 for the baby, walked over to where Rwanda was, and they both kissed her on the forehead. "See you when you get home," Dirty said. Then he walked over to me. "You should have had a baby a long time ago. If this is what it took to make us a family again." I gave Dirty a tight hug and then he left. Angie, Shannon, and Lee all left together. "I'll be over here tomorrow," Shannon said on her way out the door. "Don't tell your other two girlfriends I had to laugh." Because little did she know, but Angie and Lee had already told me the same thing. "Trust me, I won't say a word." I looked at Shannon and smiled. Aunt Cookie, Uncle Boy, and Taj's family left next. Once everyone was gone, Taj came over to me. "Baby, I need to run to the hospital and get some of my things that I left in my locker, especially since I'll be on paternity leave for a couple of weeks." He smiled. "No problem," I said, trying to stand up after sitting in the same spot all day. "We'll be here." "You better be," he said, chuckling on his way out. When he left, I saw that it was just me, Rwanda, and Sky. Rwanda walked over to where I was. She placed Sky in my arms. I couldn't have asked for anything more than this. "Really?" "Yes, Vera, girl, you should know," she said. "Sometimes I look around and I can't believe that I walked around high for so long, especially when I think about all that I've missed out on. I know that it'll take some time for us to be close, but I want to be close to you and I want to watch Sky as she grows." As long as you do the right thing, we won't have a problem. Vera, I plan on doing the right thing. I've been clean for months now, and it been easy, but I've been doing it one day at a time. I wanna ask you something. What's it? What's that? Let me keep the baby for you. What? Let me keep the baby for you when you go back to work. Rwanda, my baby will never step foot in Lincoln Street projects. Vera, Dirty moved last week to a small apartment in Spanish Harlem. Just a train ride away. I could stay with you during the week and go home on the weekends. I just stared at her. When she saw that I didn't have an answer right away, she changed the subject. Rwanda and I spent so much time together laughing and joking. She helped me with the baby, and for once in my life, I felt like I had the mother that I've always wanted. When the night was over, we both agreed on her keeping the baby for me. Oh man, it was, I think, what was that? 12, chapter 13. Boxing out. I stayed home with Sky until she was 3 months old. It was now the middle of July, and this was my first day back at the shop, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I'm sad because I feel like I'm going to be missing something special that Sky may do. But on the other hand, I feel like if I stayed in the house any longer, I was going to die. Finally, I can talk to adults instead of walking around, placing milk on the back of my hand, testing the temperature, wiping out my, wiping out, whipping, oh shit, whipping out my titty every 5 minutes, waiting for Sky to go to sleep, and then checking to make sure she's breathing, jumping every time she sneezes and shit like that. In all honesty, I'm happy to be back at my shop, although part of me is uncertain about about leaving my baby with my mother. How can I trust her when she got high all of my life? I know I know I'm dead wrong, but yesterday I had Bryce come and hook up two small cameras for me. One in the bed. I didn't tell Todd because I know he can't stand Bryce. Also, I didn't want to hear his mouth, not about the video cameras, but about Bryce. The shop's computer controlled the camera so I could watch Rwanda and the baby while I worked. At home, I checked the cameras to make sure they were working. I had already called DeAndre to tell him to call me when he saw me on the computer screen. As I went to stand up in the chair, he called, "Hey, Diva." "Hey, Dre. I see you, Vera." "Good, then it works. I'll be there soon as Rwanda gets here." I hung up. Scott started crying, and as soon as I picked her up, the doorbell rang. It was Rwanda. Holding Scott in my arms, I walked Rwanda around the house. In the kitchen, I opened the fridge. Here's her bottles, and the two in the corner are her cereal bottles. Her pampers are in the living room, and the wick in the wicker. I mean, yeah, in the wicker basket. The little carton. I mean, the little cartoon character that goes in the front when you give her the bottle. You have to stick. Yeah, you have to stick it between her lips and wait for her to pull on the nipple. That you know she's hungry. Another thing, all of Taj's and my numbers are on the refrigerator. See, this is how you dial on the phone. Vera Wanda said, reaching to for Sky. Stop while you're ahead. Goodbye. I pick. I, I bit the corner of my lip and took a deep breath. Okay, I'm leaving, but I'll call you in an hour. When I walked in the shop, there was DeAndre, dressed in beige linen pants and beige fitted tee, and dancing to a serious club mix on the CD player. Rosa was washing um chair what what Sherry's hair. Biggie's ex-girlfriend was still very close with my family. I was so happy to see them that I didn't know what to do. Damn, y'all, I yelled, can the diva get a huge hug, a group hug? Sorry. My nigga, y'all. DeAndre yelled, nigga. He said, sounding like the foster mother in Antoine Fisher. You you come home, nigga. You so stupid. I said, playfully mushing him on the side of his head. Mommy, Rosa screamed, look at you. Mamacita, you look you looking good. Almost like D Rosa. Hey, sure Cherie sat up in this chair and Rosa came over and gave me a hug. Vera, Cherie said, amped as hell. A bitch is too glad to see you there. These mofos been losing their mind since you been gone. One time I walked up in here and there was a fish fry going on. What? I said, looking at Andre and turning the computer on. When the picture came up, Rwanda was kissing Sky on the forehead and telling her how much she loved her. Nana's boom, 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 Rwanda was saying at this point. Sky was starting to get fat and she had a double chin when she smiled. Your mother don't think so, Rwanda said, but you just but you look just like she did when she was a baby. Sky started crying and Rwanda started pacing the floor with her. Vera, Shreziel, you need to be shot. You got a goddamn low jack on your baby and shit. See, a bitch like you don't ever need to leave your kid. Rwanda gonna cuss your ass out if she find out that you're recording her. Oh, that's fucked up. I shot Sharice a look. You want your head done in here, Vera? Now you know you're wrong. Be quiet, I said, motioning her to sit down in my chair. I started combing through Sharice's hair to see what style I wanted to put in it. Sky was screaming at the top of her lungs. Oh, hold up. I walked over to the screen. On the Rwanda. I knocked on the screen. Sky is crying. See, I said to DeAndre, oh hell no, I gotta go and get my baby. Calm down, Vera. As he said that, Rwanda walked back into the room where Sky was. You were raising all of that sand. Yeah, all you were raising all that sand. Nana had to go to the bathroom. Boom boom. She cool she cooled now, holding Sky. Oh, I laughed, relieved. She had to go to the bathroom, y'all. Mm-hmm. They all said, looking at me out of the corner of their eyes. Anyway, Cherie said, changing the subject, I see your girl's man got a little spot over on Avenue D with his new girl. What are you talking about, Cherise? Deciding that would corn I would corn twist her hair with zigzag parts going straight back. Old girl, Cherise said, Lee, what do you mean his new girl? He's with he's with Lee. What? Please, Vera, Cherie said, twisting her lips. Her face got serious. Damn, Vera, Wanda about to drop the baby. I wiped my head around. I whipped my head around so fast I almost got whiplash. When I looked, Rwanda was in the living room changing Sky's pamper. Made you look, Cherie said, falling out laughing. Psyched your mind. I took my comb out and slapped the shit out of her in the back of her head. Stop fucking with me. Now tell me about Lee. I just as I said that, Lee came through the door. She walked over and gave me a kiss on the cheek. She spoke to everyone else by name, and when she got to Sharice, she just said a dry ass hi. Vera, Lee said, I just came by to drop off these outfits for my goddaughter. Thank you, Lee. I smiled, holding up a cute little sundress. You're welcome, she said while leaving out the door. Talk to you later. Not until she left did I realize that she had on sunglasses the entire time that she was here. Dumb bitch can't beat my ass. That's all I know. Sharice mumbled. Would you finish telling me the story? I said to Sharice, and don't talk so loud. Well, old boy leaves with a girl that I used old boy lives with a girl that I used to go to elementary school with. Elementary school? I frowned. Wait a minute, she continued. What, Tamila? What the fuck? Jarrell's new girl, Sabu, and the baby on Flatbush. Sahu? Sabu from from Flatbush. He hooked Tamila up with old boy because that's his uncle. They met last year at the West Indian Day parade. Oh, that's his baby. That ain't Sabu's baby. Just listen. She got a baby by Dev, Dev, Devine, Devin's aunt's little sister on her father's side, mother, baby father's play cousin. That's her baby daddy, and he said that Tamila was living there, but the baby don't live there. The baby lived down south with the grandmother. So anyway, Tamila baby's father cousin told me that Jamila from down the hill called Tammy from over on Church Ave and told her that Tamila was living with an old ass man and that she's bought to marry him. I mean that she's about to marry him. Give me a second, y'all. My soul. Oh, this shit try to bust me. Y'all, I'm dead. I'm dead. Alright, hold on. Mm, Alright, let's continue. Excuse me. Um, and that she's about to marry him. When I was walking on my way to the train station, I saw the happy couple coming out of the house together, and she was locking the door, which has to mean she got keys. Now tell me, am I on my CSI shit or what? You know, old girl living up in the spot. Wait a minute now. Oh hell no! I said to Sharice. So what you saying is Jarrell is living with Tamila. You think? I mean, he thinks he can play my girl. No, your girl playing herself. True, true. I had to agree. Can you find out some more information for me? For you, Vera, but far as your far as your girl, you know I can't stand her ass. Just do it for me then. Alright, I'll let you know. She said, Vera, can I bring my friend around here so you can do her hair? When? Now? Yeah, in a few. Okay, no problem. I'll finish Sharice's hair and then she left. I finished Sharice's hair and then she left. While I waited for her to return, I called Shannon at her office to tell her the scoop. Hey boo, I said to Shannon, your girl Lee was in here talk today with shades on. You think old boy beating her ass? I asked. I don't know, but I will be asking her. Shannon said, sucking her teeth. Old boy gonna fuck around and I'ma have him beat the fuck up or shot. Shannon snickered a little. You always about to shoot somebody. Better stop that shit. I laughed. Girl, you know I ain't shooting nobody. I'm a mother now. That's right, Vera. Shannon's voice got weak. I saw now today. Where at, Shannon? I know you ain't still fucking with his ass. Hell no, girl, please. He came by my office today and was talking to and was trying to talk some old garbage about the need, about he needs me to understand that he married her because they had been together so long, but that he loves me and wants me back, and so forth and so on. What you tell his ass? I picked up the phone and told that nigga to call his wife and tell her that shit. What he do? He just looked at me. Then I said, "That's what I thought." Then I told him to get the fuck out and not to ever come back. I could tell that she wanted to cry. Are you crying? Girl, Shannon said, taking a deep breath. This shit got me going crazy. The nigga that's perfect for me, I don't want I don't want him. The one that ain't no good and murdered a bitch literally in my face. I'm sitting here in tears over one thing's for sure and two things for certain. I got too much pride to be fucking with Niles ass ever again. I wouldn't care if I gotta cry every goddamn day. That nigga will never get the satisfaction of being with me again. What about Quincy? She sucked her teeth. I ain't feeling his nagging ass either. He full of fucking complaints. I think when he comes back from London, which will be soon, instead of finding a wedding plan, he gonna find his bags packed. Are you serious? Watch me. All right. Well, let me go since she said watch. I need to go and watch Rwanda with my baby for a little while. After after I hung up, I went back to the front of the shop and watched Rwanda on the computer. Sky was asleep, but there was another voice in the house. As the person came closer to the camera, it was Queen. I knocked on the screen. Get that bitch out of my house. Queen Rwanda said, "This gonna hurt me to say this, but you can't stay here. You gotta go. Rwanda, you putting me out?" Queen asked, surprised. You supposed to be my best friend. I am, and I love you like a sister, but you need help. Queen looked at Queen look at you. Rwanda said, looking her up and down. Queen looked as if she hadn't taken a bath in days. She was constantly sniffing and scratching the same side of her neck repeatedly. I feel sorry for her. For you. I feel sorry for you, Rwanda continued. Feel sorry for me, Queen snorted. All of a sudden, you think you better than somebody 'cause you clean? And how long you gonna be clean? For a day, a month, until shit hit the fan and you can't deal? You was only somebody that, oh yeah, you was the one. I mean, you was the only somebody that I had. Ain't nobody else ever gave a fuck about me. And now you're telling me that I gotta go. Queen, I love you like a sister, and sometimes the best love is the toughest. It hurts me more than you can imagine having to say this to you, but I got a life here that I'm trying to live. I got a daughter and a daughter-in-law, I got a daughter and a granddaughter that's depending on me. This baby is my opportunity to get it right. God has blessed me with a second chance, and I can't have nobody mess that up for me. Now, please, if Vera or Tosh come here and find you here, or how, then you gonna think the same. They they gonna think the same thing about me. I may never get to see my granddaughter again. Rwanda, Queen said, clearing her throat. Do you remember who you talking to? I was the one who pulled your baby out the trash. I was the one that told you not to toss her away, but you did. Now you look at me like I'm nothing, like I ain't shit, but a used up fiend. We've been clean together, relapsed together, shot up together, done time together, lived on the streets together, everything that you can think of. We've been there together. Who was there for you when Larry came back looking for you, wanting you to be his whore? Who was there when Larry died and Vera cursed you out like a dog shit on the street? Me, Queen. I gave you my last. I was the one on my grind, working that block, beating down that money, feeding both our monkeys when you was too sick from dope to go and get some. I made sure you had it. Now you're so high and mighty, 'cause finally your crack baby done grew up and need a damn babysitter of her own. Don't talk about my child. Rwanda, she cried. If I leave out that door, then I ain't gonna have nobody. If you get your life together, not only will you have me, but you'll also have Bryce. He needs a mother, Queen. Ain't no mother. I'm a junkie. Ain't that way? I mean, ain't that why you putting me out? 'Cause I'm a junkie who ain't good enough to be part of your little family here? Ain't that the reason? Now, Rwanda said, opening the front door. That ain't the reason. The reason is I love you, but I love me more. I'm gonna pray for you, Queen, because I can't live like that no more. I just can't. After Queen left, Rwanda flopped down on the couch and cried into the folds of her arms. That's when I peeped Bryce standing in front of me, caught off guard. I clicked the computer off. Hey girl, is it safe? I smiled. What do you mean? Is it safe? What's supposed to happen? You know your man can't stand me. I don't want his ass jumping out on me. What, are you a punk? Scared of Taj? Scared of Taj, Bryce smirk. Taj better be scared of me. You lying. You know you fucking lying. Negro, don't be threatening my man. Motherfuckers have died for less than that. Needless to say, we don't play those games. Hell. Yeah, well, what games do you play? Why? I playfully frowned up my face and said, because, he said, reaching over the counter and stroking my hair. I play to win. Oh my god, nigga, you better get out of here. I took his hand down. You've already lost. You got that? I just came to see I just came by to see if I could make an hair appointment. I got a date. What? You better act right. There you go. Can you do my hair when? Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow at 4:30. See you then. After he left, Cher, after he left, Sheree came in with her friend. When I looked, I couldn't figure out whether the friend was a man or a woman. I mean, he or she or he, looking like a woman, sorta, but not really. Then I looked at the person's throat, saw an Adam's apple, and knew then he was a man. But being that he looked like a she, I decided to call him Sheen, a combination of she and him. Sheen was dressed in frigid bottom jeans with a purple t-shirt and a floral print silk scarf tied around Sheen's waist like a belt. As soon as I opened my mouth to speak, Sheen cut me off by screaming, "Peaches!" Peaches, I thought. Who the hell is Peaches? I looked at Charisse. Peaches, Sheen, Sheen screamed. Tasty, tasty, Charisse said. Who the hell are you talking to? You are supposed to be getting your hair done. I can't get my hair done now. I gotta take care of my heart. Your heart? Cherie smiled. Hell, she seemed just as confused as I was. Wait a minute, I said, pointing to the guy. Your name is Tasty? I looked around the shop to see who the fuck Peaches was. Everybody but DeAndre was looking at this fool like he had lost his mind. Peaches, Peaches, Peaches. Tasty stomped his feet. I know you hear a bitch calling your name. I know you feel my pain of seeing you in here, and I ain't heard from you. I know you do, Peaches. I looked at DeAndre. Mofo, are you Peaches? At this point, nobody could contain it anymore, and we all fell the fuck out laughing. I was laughing so hard that I thought I would pee on myself. God damn it. God damn, Peaches. Peaches, I said, go see what Tasty want. What's wrong, Tasty? What the fuck? I turned my back to DeAndre. You can't tell me. I walked over and placed my arm around Tasty. Tasty wiped his brow like he was about to faint. I'm in so much pain, Miss Thing, that I don't know what to do. Before Tasty could continue, DeAndre walked over and grabbed Sheen by the arm, dragging him out of the shop. Once the dog Once the door slammed behind them, we cut the radio off so that we could hear every word. Tasty, DeAndre said, what the hell is your problem coming up in here showing your ass? Oh, you want to see my ass? Tasty said. Oh, all this time I've been trying to get with you, and now you talking about my ass. It's always sex with you, Peaches. Look, go home and we'll talk later. No, Peaches, I can't. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Every time we say bend over. Oh, every time you say bend over, Tasty, Tasty bends over. But afterward, afterwards, Tasty can't find Peaches nowhere. What's up, Peaches? Go home, Tasty. I will call you later, DeAndre said. You promise? What the hell? Yes, we all knew he was lying. Okay, now, Peaches, don't lie to me. I'll be waiting. When DeAndre walked back in the shop, we all said in the unison, "What's up, Peaches?" DeAndre looked at us. Fuck y'all. After a few hours, I closed the shop and went home to my baby. When I got there, Todd was on the couch with Sky laying across his chest. They both seemed to be asleep. But as I went to pass by the sofa, Todd reached out and touched my arm and touched me on the arm. "Hey, Daddy," I said. "Is that Daddy, Big Daddy, or Daddy like? You better have my money, Daddy." that that depends on who's on top tonight, I said playfully. "On top, I plan on banging it from the back." "Oh, you you are so nasty," a smile. "Isn't that what you like?" I bent down and kissed him. His tongue tasted like fresh peppermint. "How was the shop today?" he asked. "It was cool. Where's Rwanda?" "Upstairs with Cookie." Upstairs with Aunt Cookie." "Oh, Aunt Cookie's here? Let me go upstairs." I walked upstairs to the second floor and went into my dressing room. Aunt Cookie was in there puffing on a cigarette, wearing tight leggings, the ones that have the strap underneath the feet. the foot. I a white blouse and red high heels. She was talking to Rwanda. "You're too young to be looking at these walls by You're too young to be looking at these walls all day. Go on out there and get it popping." Plus my girlfriend Carol, the one that throws the card parties, said she say that he's a nice man. "Who's a nice man?" I said, interrupting the conversation. "What you working with, baby girl?" "I'm trying to hook your mama up with a man." "She don't need no man." I frowned. "She alright." Excuse you," Rwanda said, squinting her eyes at me. I beg I beg to differ." "Oh hell, why would you want a man? Why?" "Slow it down, baby girl," Aunt Cookie said, smacking on a piece of gum and tapping her heels. "Stay in a child's place. I am not a child." "And who is a nice man?" Jimmy Charles. Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy Charles. Who it from Utica, Utica. I don't know. Jimmy Charles. She doesn't need to date anybody named Jimmy Charles. Seems like he's old as Moses. "Vera, cut it out." Rwanda laughed. "I'm sorry, you're right," I said. But Jimmy Charles, come on now, you can do better than that. He sounds like he's 77 years old. For your information, he's 39, Rwanda snapped. 39? Oh, hell no. I'ma just leave y'all sitting right here, because this shit is making my stomach burn. I can I feel like I'm about to pass out. Rwanda and Aunt Cookie continued talking. I don't even remember who Aunt Cookie left. I don't even remember when Aunt Cookie left. I went downstairs and breastfed Sky. Come back, come back. Came back down upstairs and dropped some hot coochie moves on her daddy. Oh nah. Yeah. Then next morning I went to the shop extra early, around 7, and Bryce was waiting out front for me. Hey Bryce, what are you doing here so early? Hey Vera, I wanted to come and holler at you for a minute. His eyes looked glassy. What's wrong? I opened the door and motioned for him to come inside. I looked at the computer but decided that I would cut it on a little later. I got a call last night from the police, Bryce said. Immediately, my heart started pounding. Ever since the crazy ass incident with Roger, I can't tolerate much of anything that has to do with police. The girls and I hired an attorney for the simple assault charges that Niall's wife pressed against us. The attorney just about promised us that uh, the attorney just about promised us that the charges would be thrown out because her husband wouldn't testify against us. We're just I gotta pee, y'all. We're just waiting on a court date. What did you say? I asked Bryce, biting my bottom lip, not knowing what to expect. Vera, his words were getting caught up in his throat. They found my mother dead in an alley off of 130, 132nd Street. My business card was in her pocket. She overdosed. Oh my God, my heart started pounding. I figured I would come and tell you, especially since she and Rwanda were so close. I'm so sorry to hear that, Bryce. I don't know if I can face Rwanda and tell her. Don't worry, I'll tell her. I placed my hand on his shoulder. Thanks, baby. I can't do that, he said, hearing, clearing his thought, Vera. Yeah, clearing his throat. Vera, I never thought that I would be in so much pain behind losing a woman that I never knew. Bryce, it's not easy being born to a drug addict. It's like you're always in the midst of some shit, but they're in pain. That's why they act the way they do. They can't help it. She should have helped it. She could have helped it. Sorry. I was here. Hell, I work at a rehab. She could have come to me, but no, she turned to the streets. Damn. He pounded his fist against the corner. Against the counter. Bryce, dropped Bryce, I grabbed some tissue from behind the counter and started wiping his tears away, baby. All she know was the street. That's all. It was everything to her for shit. Hold up. For whatever reason, but she was your mother. As I continued to wipe his tears, I thought about him crying once before over his mother when we were a couple. She came to his high school graduation high as a kite that turned out to be the first night that we were made that we may ever made love. Bryce kissed my hand as I continued to wipe his tears away. Vera, you were the only one I could ever talk to about my mother. No, sweetie, I used to feel the same way. He grabbed me by the waist. I still love you, Vera. I never stop. Don't say that. I stepped back. I can't love you like that. I'm in love with Taj. I have a child with him. I'm marrying him. Your mother just died and you need someone, but I can't give you what you looking for, and I can't say that I'm sorry about that. I don't expect you to be sorry about loving someone. I'm the I'm the one who should apologize. I'm way out of line. He hugged me and placed his hand in the curve of my neck. Thanks, Vera, he said, seemingly struggling to keep his throat clear of tears as I squeezed him tight and prepared to let him go from my embrace. I could hear the front door swinging open. What the hell is this? It was Todd. Bryce and I jumped back and let each other go. Damn. Todd, hey baby, I was just comforting Bryce. His mother, Queen, died. I, I, spat, I spit out so that he would know right away I was comforting Bryce, and that's it. Todd shot me such a look that I felt I needed to back the fuck up. I'm sorry to hear that, Todd said to Bryce, but still looking at me up and down. I started to feel self conscious in my tight capris, black black old navy top, and throwback pumas. When I looked down at my hand, I remembered that I took my shower this morning and left my engagement ring soaking in the diamond cleaner. Damn, when I looked back up at Taj, his eyes were glued to my hand. I started to give Bryce another hug before he left, but then I figured that wouldn't be the best move. Bryce, play do you plan to make any funeral arrangements today? Yes, my father told me that he would help me. Also, since Quincy will be since Quincy will be back later on this afternoon, he'll be able to help me out. I'm going to go home and tell Rwanda I said thanks, and he was still crying as he turned to leave. I knew that Bryce was hurting when he walked out the door. Again, nothing against my man, Todd said once Bryce walked out, but is there some shit going on? Did you used to mess with him or something? That's the time. Now's the time to tell me, because after today, I don't know how I may take it. What are you talking about, Taj? I said, shutting the lights off. You got feelings for him? Hell no, I snapped. What do I look like to you? Remember, you're supposed to be getting married. Yeah, I remember. Do you? Taj, please. His mother just died. I remember. I understand that. Hell, I knew Queen, but Bryce, I ain't feeling him. Whatever y'all got going on, end it, or I swear to God, I'ma catch a case. I'm not playing with him. Y'all, I guess to pee. We gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna continue tomorrow. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with any and everybody. Let them know what your girl is doing on this channel. For the people that stopped by, thank you for stopping by. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for the like. Leave more likes. Leave comments, appropriate comments, and I'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned for the to be continued of this video. And I'm out.